Hey, Chris.
Hello, Paul McCartney. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, thank you, Chris. Lovely.
First and foremost, welcome to Montana. I hope you find it to your liking thus far.
I love it so far. Yeah, beautiful day.
I don't mean to take you back a few months, but I know you were on the mind of many listeners earlier this year when a few dates were canceled. Everything straightened out now?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was in Japan. Yeah, I caught a little virus, and I was sort of in hospital for a few days. But so I couldn't do some gigs. Yeah, I had to cancel. But the best bit was then I was told to rest. And, you know, normally I'm doing so much that I don't know about resting. But then the guy said, no, you got to rest. So it's fabulous. So my friend said, well, you won't enjoy resting. You know, you're so active. I said, you kidding me? So it was great. I just had a few weeks off. And it's great. Yeah, we're back. We are rocking. And come along tonight and check it out.
You know I'm going to try to make it up there, my friend. But I do have to ask you, why Missoula, Montana, and why on the Out There tour tonight?
Why not? Give me one good reason.
Well, you haven't been here before. That's a great reason to be here.
Exactly, yeah. No, it's great, man. I mean, I really like coming to places we haven't been before. And, you know, I have friends from Montana, so it's kind of nice to come here and see the place and check it out. But you've got a good stadium, you know, that's the starter. And, you know, the truth is, I talk to my promoter, you know, and he knows just to get me into good places, you know. And he says, you want to go to Missoula? I say, yep.
Paul, it's one thing for me as somebody on the radio to relate my experience at one of your shows. How would you describe what's in store for fans this evening?
Oh, you know, the thing is, we like to have a party, you know. We like to have a good evening out for everyone. I remember the days when I used to go to shows when I was back in Liverpool when I was a kid, and I would save up my pocket money, what you guys call an allowance. I'd save it up for months and months just to try and go to a show. You know, if the show was a little bit of a disappointment, then I didn't like it. You know, I was quite sort of annoyed at the artist. So, you know, for me, it's like people are going to shell out good money to come to the show. So we try and, you know, we want them to go home and say, you know what, that was really worth it. So we just try and have a party. We sing a bunch of songs. We goof around. We play our instruments. And my band's playing great at the moment. So, yeah, you know, just come along. Anyone who's coming along, we're going to have a good time.
It was this week, several years ago, Revolver. Well, in fact, today, Revolver was released. When you were making it, did you know you were onto something special?
You know, that's kind of difficult to say. I mean, we knew that we were having great success with the Beatles. Me and John were starting to really cook on our writing. So we knew we were getting better and better from the first single, like Love Me Do. You know, we knew we were now writing better songs. We knew we were playing better. You could sense that development in the records and in the live playing. So, yeah, we kind of knew we were onto something. You know, we knew we were getting better. And you think about it, that's the great thing about the Beatles, is they never stayed in one place. You know, first album was like that. Second album was completely different. So by the time you got to Rubber Soul, you know, we were starting to cook, baby.
You definitely were, my friend. Fast forward to 2014.
Now, wait a minute. This is my friend bit. I've never met you.
All right, well, you know what? You're absolutely right.
This is just a figure of speech.
Yeah, forgive me, you know, and you're absolutely right. Through your music, I feel that I know you and that you're a friend of mine. But you're absolutely right. We've never met.
We are now. I just needed a little explanation, that's all.
Well, forgive me for that.
No. No, we are now big buddies.
Fast forwarding to 2014, New is the latest release, still doing quite well here in the States. And you referenced earlier in the conversation, you're always busy doing something. When do you know it's time to make a Paul McCartney record?
Yeah, probably when I stop touring, you know, in between concerts. You know, the real answer is I say to my promoter. I have a great promoter I've been working with for years. And beginning of the year, we talk about where we might be going to go. He always lays out a really exciting thing, Missoula. Okay? And so I'll say to him, okay, let's build in a gap because I've got a lot of songs, and I don't want to go too long before I record them.
Mm-hmm.
So towards the end of this year, we'll be having to think of, some way for me to get a bit of time to get in the studio.
I've recently watched the Queenie Eye and the Early Days video. Do you enjoy the video making process? Because it seems like you threw one hell of a party in Abbey Road Studios making Queenie Eye.
Yeah, that was great, actually. The guy who made that was my son-in-law, daughter Mary's husband, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a filmmaker, and I said, well, I told him we had this song, and I said, you got any ideas? And he had this idea. He said, well, yeah, it'll just be you're kind of there on your own, and all these people come, and it's like an imaginary party, And so, so they all showed up, and some really cool people. We had a great time. It was great. I think it comes over in the video.
Another project you're involved in is something for what seems to many people is a different direction for you, but you're entering the world of video gaming, partnering with some people making the Destiny soundtrack. Destiny is the follow-up to Halo, the best-selling video game ever. Is there anything you could share with us on your collaboration with Marty O'Donnell and Mike Salvatore on the soundtrack for Destiny?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they're putting out, but I think it's quite known that Marty got in touch with me. I went to a meeting in L.A., and at that time I didn't really know too much about the scene, and he showed me some stuff. I knew about Halo, but I didn't understand what was involved in making soundtracks and what they wanted from me. So it was great. It was a real learning process for me. So basically, Marty was going to do a soundtrack as he did to Halo. And I said, well, what do you want from me? He said, well, anything you like to contribute. So I just threw him a few hooks, really. I just thought, well, this would be good. And if he's going to make a whole score, I threw him things for him to develop. So I would just give him, a little sequence of notes, and he would send them back to me. And I say, what we should do with this? How about this? And I just keep sending ideas to each other. And eventually they said, we'd like a song. So that was exciting. I said, okay, show me the ballpark. What's the song going to follow? What's going to happen, And that was great. So we did that, It was a really exciting project, and the game looks great. I don't know if you've seen it. You can see it on YouTube. They're starting to advertise it.
Yep.
It's really fantastic. I mean, those guys are so good. But what I love about it is that my music will get heard by a whole other bunch of people, a whole other generation, a whole other type, gamers, really, rather than record buyers. And that's exciting for me. The world of how people listen to your music is changing constantly. And I think this is one of the exciting ways. So I was really glad to get involved and learn how they do it, Good stuff.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, is gaming and a video game and new technology, is it sort of becoming the 21st century Ed Sullivan?
Yeah, it is that. There is that aspect to it. It's the way people are going to get noticed and discovered. But I'm just sorry, I'm just getting distracted here. There's some fans by the roadside, and I'm taking time out to wait. Yeah, there we go. The police sirens are rocking away.
There we go.
People are holding their ears already. Hey, we are grooving. Yeah, no, so, it is very exciting, I must say. But I love that. I love to enter new worlds You know, that's something I've always liked to do. And so, yeah, sorry, I'm distracted here waving to people.
No, I understand, sir.
Yeah, man. So good, yeah. The video game is a great thing to get into. We're about 5 minutes away from the gig now. I'm being given a signal.
The award-winning Archive Collection has announced its releases of the classic Wings albums Venus and Mars and At the Speed of Sound coming September 23rd here in the U.S. Do you find it difficult to go back and listen to your work to do a project?
No, you know what? It's kind of surprising. Because the thing is, once you make a record, if you're like me, you move on, and you will do some of the songs live, but a lot of them you won't hear again. You know, I mean, I don't sit around playing my old records. So, you know, when I have to go to the studio to check the sound quality, it's actually quite exciting. Because oh my God, remember that one? You know, half of the things I haven't heard since mixing them years ago. Obviously, there are a few, like I say, standout pieces that you kind of remember, and stuff that we actually do in the show that I obviously know. But then you go to a listening session, and there will be. Great, I'm getting a great welcome here on this beautiful day. But then there will be songs, you know, like there's one called "Call Me Back Again."
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard that for a long time. And that's come out great, I must say. Very pleased. Oh, yeah, what's happening, Missoula? We are rocking. We are doing. Oh, yeah. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right. As you can hear, Chris, we've arrived. I'm afraid the guys have all taken over the interview.
That's all right. That's incredible.
We're rocking, man. This is great. All right. Chris, my friend, I think we're going to have to knock it on the head.
All right, my friend.
Sound check. Great talking to you, Chris.
Great talking to you, Paul McCartney. Take care of yourself.
See you, man. Okay, you too. Bye-bye.